My boyfriend deleted every photo of my dead father from my phone, then told me I was emotionally taken up by another man. When I confronted him, he said, "I don't deserve to date someone who's still obsessed with a ghost." I just stared at him. That was 3 months ago. This morning, he wishes he could take it all back. I first kissed my boyfriend when he was 7 years old and I was 8. And after years of awkward hand-holding, homemade dates, and a lot of tension, we finally ended up together. He literally knew everything about me and still loved me, which made me love him even more. There was only one red flag, and that was his jealousy. Except, it seemed normal at first. He'd simply glare at any guy who checked me out, or clench his fists whenever someone tried to catcall me. It wasn't until I turned 21 that things really started taking a turn, because that's when my dad died. At first, Trevor was there for me more than anyone else. He went to my dad's favorite restaurant and secretly learned how to cook his signature order. And when I had to take time off from work, he paid me for the hours I missed so I wouldn't have to worry about money. But one thing people don't realize about grief is that it never goes away. You just get stronger. But that strength takes time to develop. And that's why I spent my dad's 1-month death anniversary begging Trevor not to be mad at me for crying. From there, our relationship plummeted. Every time I brought up my dad, he'd roll his eyes or ask me why I was still talking about a man who wasn't him. Or one time he came over while I was on my period and ignored me until I forced myself to act like I was completely fine. 2 hours after he left, I saw he had turned down every picture frame in the apartment that had my dad in it. And at the time, I knew damn well what he was doing was wrong, but it was simply too painful to leave, because all of my friends had stopped talking to me to give me space, which really just meant they didn't want to deal with me. And because my dad was the black sheep of the family, none of my family members reached out to me, not even once. So without my boyfriend, I would have been completely alone. But of course, things only got worse. One time while I was crying my eyes out, he took my phone and told me it was to message my boss to call in sick. But 5 minutes later, he was still drafting the message. And when I leaned over, I caught Trevor deleting every photo of my dad from my camera roll. And he had removed them from the deleted folder too. I didn't even say anything, just looked at him like he was insane. "I don't deserve to date someone who's emotionally taken up by another man," he said, completely straight-faced. I swear I thought he was pranking me, but then he left and slammed the door on the way out. It took 2 hours of Emmy apologizing for us to finally be okay again. It was around this time that I started getting desperate, antsy. I felt like I needed a way to feel like my dad was still with me. So I took up motorbiking. It was something my dad always used to do, and I knew he'd be proud of me if he saw how good I was. I kept it a secret from Trevor. I told myself it was so I could surprise him, but deep down, I knew that if I told him, he'd make me quit. But the guilt of keeping a secret got too much. So one day, I sent him a selfie of me on my motorbike and said, hey, surprise, your GF is even cooler than you thought." But instead of hyping me up, or even just replying with nice, he got mad. Like, really mad. "Let me get this straight. You're wearing tight gear and posing on a bike while in a relationship? That is disgusting." "I was just posing. I just wanted to surprise you," I responded. "Oh, so you're choosing a damn bike over my comfort now?" I didn't respond, mainly because I was crying too hard to type. Half an hour later, there was a knock on the door. Guess who it was? Trevor. He greeted me with a hug. It was the most physical affection he had given me in weeks. "I'm sorry I haven't been there for you, baby. Let me make it up to you." It was the words I had dreamed of hearing. We proceeded to have the most passionate lovemaking session of all time. I took a nap afterwards, and when I woke up, he was beside me, giving me a foot rub. It was perfect. He didn't even bring up the motorbike fiasco. Well, fast forward to the next morning. I decided to ride my bike to college. Everything was fine, until I got to the red light at the bottom of a small hill. I braked,